Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. We've talked at our table about safety, comfort, and consent both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect, we're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same. So listener discretion is advised. Now, let's walk the Path of Night.
Last time on Path of Night, Arabella and the coterie prepare for their trip to Salem. As Arabella claimed to have no involvement, Johnny and Neil investigate the scene of the attack upon the coterie's previous temporary haven and discover that the assailants were in fact sent by Clan Nosferatu. Wynn and Britta meet with the head of Clan Giovanni. Wynn and Ambrogino discuss the issues in the Shadowlands. Then, the necromancer speaks with Britta, revealing the crescent moon tattooed into her palm and alluding to her mysterious past. The coterie then heads to the abandoned Tremere chantry in Salem to attempt to retrieve the Codex.
Are there actually windows in this van, or is it just completely paneled off?
There are windows in front, not in back. Okay. In back, everything's covered.
So giant rear view mirrors.
I think you should
side mirrors.
I think you should give that silver hand cannon over to Britta.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Britta, you're in the front seat now?
I am probably in the back, the seat in the back that is closest to the front, therefore the furthest in the back.
I'm sorry, what?
And you're wearing gloves, right?
She's wearing gloves, but ever since she came back with Wynn, she keeps messing with them. She's like rubbing her hands on her palm, like kind of tucking the edge up and down. She has not stopped messing with her hand ever since she's gotten back.
Yeah. Britta, why don't you grab that hand cannon and get it loaded?
All right.
We only need to use those bullets against things against targets that are weak to silver, so be very sparing with it.
Britta starts as she's listening, but she puts forward the question of, I mean, what else do we know of other than lupines?
Oh, there's all kinds of crazy shit out there.
Me?
Oh, well, I hope
Wait, what?
not.
I'm allergic to silver.
How did I not know that?
I don't advertise it.
Wait, what is
solid
that?
Plan.
Are you
If I frenzy and you guys can't put me down, use the silver bullets on me.
like...
Okay, well, no, first of all.
Do you, like
it burns me like fire.
Yeah, but is it because you're,
Is it because she's a gangrel? Is that what you're trying to ask?
It's kind of like a werewolf?
You do shapeshift.
I do shapeshift.
You have claws.
I do have claws.
A lot of weird animal features.
I need a frenzy check.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I went too far. It was one too far.
You're going to roll self-control at difficulty 7 because your friends are being assholes.
Not all of
Half your friends are being assholes.
I'm gonna spend the willpower. 2 successes.
All right. You narrowly avoid getting another beast feature as a result of being mocked for your beast features.
You guys want to maybe lay off Wynn for a second about that?
Neil, an extremely empathetic, if not socially always aware person, immediately recognizes that he has fucked up and overstepped when he did not mean to and did not mean anything by it, and just looks at Wynn. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Shut up, Neil.
Look, the answer is pure silver is one of those weird things in the world that affects supernatural. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just sometimes that's the right solution for the problem.
Some humans are allergic to silver. Metal allergies are a thing.
Okay, I know.
I know you didn't mean anything.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
It's my fault for...
It's not your fault. It's my fault.
Johnny rummages
Both of
around
you
a
shut
bit.
up.
Johnny rummages around a bit in the front seat and then passes back a Morley and his Zippo to Wynn.
Wynn lights up.
And so begins a long, awkward drive to Salem with the three of you in the back.
Johnny, put on some music or something.
You got it. He fires up some Judas Priest.
The ride to Salem itself is actually... Oh, yeah, what song?
Painkiller.
You lose points.
They're Venture points. So.
All right, Garrett, can you roll a frenzy check?
Are you wearing a seatbelt?
Is it stylish?
Oh no, it's terrible. It's
No,
got like a
no.
big
It's
furry
got a-
thing.
So what, you know those like old fucking gray ones with the loop? As they're driving after a suitably uncomfortable amount of time, Neil will look at Britta and Wynn in the back seat with him. Okay, do you want me to look? Do you want me to ask Heaven? Do you want me to ask the stars?
I'm still on board with it.
Okay.
This doesn't, like, get worse every time you do it or anything like that? Like, is it cumulative or...
Get worse? No, there's no long-term consequences to me doing this.
You see Johnny's eyes flash at you for a second, like, bullshit, motherfucker. I know you're lying. And then he looks back at the road.
You don't need anything for this?
I need a pint of your blood.
Other than that?
No.
You don't need...
And I'm gonna have to stick my head out the window. Miles, can we switch? I'm gonna have to be in the front seat so I can see the sky. There's no windows back here.
It can be done.
You
Okay.
can switch right back.
Yeah, I'll give it back. I need to look at the stars while we're driving. I'm gonna wait till we get outside the city a little bit so I can
Sounds
see the
good.
sky a little better without the light pollution. Okay, thanks. Neil like awkwardly starts to clamber into the front seat, realizes Miles hasn't left yet, goes back into the back seat.
Maybe you should collect all your ingredients first.
I got it all right here. It's just in my... No, I don't need ingredients.
I thought you needed their blood.
I will, but I'm going to pass it back, but I got to see the sky when I take their blood.
Oh my god.
Do we all
This
need
is-
to be in front?
No. You just give it to me, and I just need to be
I just
looking at the
move
sky.
back, pushing past the whatever explanation. Just like take a seat.
I know what I'm doing, he says, not convincingly.
But you don't need a bowl this time?
I have one. I have like a little dish in my...
No.
No. That was different. I didn't technically need that for that last time.
I'm gonna need another frenzy check.
Oh, no!
Did you just kill a bull for no fucking reason?
You didn't need the bull.
Not for this, for another thing.
Please tell me she gets an equipment bonus for this from the cigarette I gave her.
Do I get an equipment bonus from the cigarette?
You may have an extra die.
Does she need to make this since the same source made her frenzy in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Turns out it's a new source.
That is... Oh, man. Not starting off this well.
One success.
Oh, God.
Margin's getting narrower.
Morley's saving the day.
I would like to know if that was a genuine question.
I think it's a genuine question from all of us now.
Oh, boy. I needed it for another thing. It was related.
Wynn
But
just
just like a
sucks
separate-
down the rest of the cigarette in one gulp and just throws it at Neil.
Ow! Ow!
How much courage do you have?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, you're gonna need to make a courage check.
Good
To 4.
Lord.
Yeah, you can't just throw fire around.
I mean, she can.
I mean,
just
you can.
Did.
It's one of those.
That's a failure. That is a 4 and a 1.
In the front seat, Neil offends.
I wish the listening audience could see how much you're losing it right now.
Neil offends Wynn, and in retaliation, she takes a heavy drag from her cigarette and flicks her cigarette through the dark van into Neil's face. It sputters and sparks, and bits of red hot tobacco spray across his face and down to his lap. And he bares his fangs and loses his fucking mind trying to get away from the cherry.
So Johnny's seeing this happen, and he's in the front seat now, right?
He is now in the front seat.
Johnny is going to like grab a handful of Neil's beautiful polyester bowling shirt that he wears.
Oh shit, I forgot
And-
it was polyester and I threw fire at him.
Just push him down into the passenger seat and try and hold him there.
So you and
Because I don't
Neil-
need him getting out of the van while it's moving.
Neil is actively trying to open the door and
Oh,
yell
yeah.
out on the highway.
You need to both roll initiative.
Can I roll initiative for potential social action?
Yes, you may.
All right.
Johnny has a 13.
Neil has a 9.
17.
We begin with Britta going.
I don't believe I've seen what's happening to Neil before.
A fear frenzy?
Yeah. Have we seen this?
I mean, so it's not a clear look at what's even going on. What you hear is a loud panicked hiss in response to the burning cherry. And having seen a ton of frenzies ever since the Sabbat came around, you do have an idea as what's going on.
Britta is in this moment, she's remembering her first night that she can remember, where Johnny offered her a cigarette and offered her the lighter for it, and the terror that she felt then. So her first instinct is going to be to try to calm Neil down without really understanding, like, why he's acting like he's been dreadgazed. So she's going to, like, well, can I see him? I'm confused.
You can only barely see him.
Okay, so with that limited...
The back of the van does not have very good view of the front.
So I think I'm mostly then reacting to the hiss, and with that, Britta will kind of, like, turn around and say, Neil, it's okay, it's just a cigarette.
Manipulation and leadership.
Okay. So with the spec of expressive, that will be 1-10 exploding to 2.
Neil, on your turn, give me a self-control.
Okay.
Johnny.
Johnny's not too worried about being able to hold Neil down in the seat. He's pretty sure he'll be able to do that without a problem. What he is concerned about is that in his frenzy to escape the vehicle, he might break the window. So he's going to reach across Neil's chest and grab his arm closest to the window and restrain him there mostly and put kind of his forearm into his chest to pin him into place. And that way, hopefully, he can prevent him from smashing glass, because that would look really bad on the van as we're trying to get to where we're going. So I'm guessing I'm going to roll dexterity plus brawl plus celerity.
That is correct.
Do you want me to take any dice penalties for kind of a little bit more in-depth kind of grapple?
Do you have ambidextrous?
I do not.
You are going to be at a -3 die penalty.
That's because I'm trying to drive and grapple, correct?
That's correct.
That's 4 successes to grab him.
Neil, you are grappled, and it is your turn. You may spend a point of willpower and roll self-control.
Okay. Self-control or courage?
I'm sorry, courage.
Damn. I'm much better at self-control. Am I still div 4?
It is still div 4.
That is 2 successes.
Okay, you are on the path to regaining control. You have 3 successes to go.
Okay.
Should he also try and make a roll to escape, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so I guess it's humiliate me o'clock. You know. All right, I'm going to do my brawl strength check here.
Difficulty 6 again?
That is correct.
Well, I rolled 2 1s, so that's only 6 successes.
It's a good thing Johnny is holding me right now, because I got 2 successes. Neil, in the panicked frenzy, is surprisingly strong at trying to pry Johnny's arm off himself and throw himself out an open door. But Johnny is, like the Bruja, is clearly stronger than Neil is, even despite his hysterical strength.
Top of the round. Britta.
Neil, Wynn would never actually hurt you, okay? It's not going to... We're not going to let you actually light up. No failure, no success.
Okay. Johnny, your go.
Johnny, through kind of gritted teeth, trying to keep eyes on the road, and Neil at the same time. Neil, listen to Britta. Eyes on me. You're with us. Eyes on me. And is going to try to get his friend to look at him and actually see him.
Roll to use awe.
Johnny's eyes crystallize for a moment as he maintains his grapple on Neil and gets 2 successes.
Neil, your attention this round is on Johnny, but you do get the ability to spend a point of willpower and roll courage.
Okay. I will do that. Willpower spent. 2 successes.
You are in control of yourself for the round. We go to Britta.
It's okay, Neil. Just listen, right? Listen to Johnny and listen to me, and we'll pull you back, okay? We've got you. 3 successes.
Johnny, your go.
Does he look like he's coming down at all?
He does look like he is coming down.
Johnny kind of like still looking back and forth between the road and Neil Look, buddy, I realize Judas Priest maybe is the wrong soundtrack here, so I'm gonna and he is going to pop out his tape out of the tape deck, reach into his jacket, pull out Van Morrison, and pop in Moondance.
Are you letting go of the wheel to do this?
Oh, he's driving with his knees, absolutely.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a drive check?
Yeah, let's do it.
I like things to...
It's a van, you're at Div 7.
Slip dangerously here.
Dex plus drive.
8 successes.
It's like his best roll ever.
Johnny, with mind-blowing expertise, loads the tape into the tape deck.
Oh, yeah.
Neil, spend upon willpower, roll self-control.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay, you will exit frenzy.
Neil, it's all right, okay? You're not on fire. You're here. You're with us.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm here. Sorry.
Johnny kind of pats him on... lets go of his shirt, pats him on the chest.
Yeah.
Just listen to the Van Morrison, buddy.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Glorious night for a moon dance.
Wynn is kind of sitting there tense and feeling like a complete jackass.
It's,
I would like to point out that you are the Eye of the Storm, though, aren't you?
I am the eye of the storm.
You may regain a point of willpower.
Awesome.
From your... supposedly.
Neil, I am so sorry.
no, I'm the one that's sorry.
There's nothing you need to apologize for, buddy.
Okay.
We're even. We're going to start over from here, okay?
Well, you want to start from the beginning? Johnny, is it weird if can I roll the window down? I just kind of want to. I'm not going to jump out.
You can roll the window down.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, you can't. Hold on, let me turn this off. All right, now you can.
Okay.
Sorry, I think I had the child locks on the windows.
Okay, I'm just going to look at this guy for a little while.
I would understand if you want to do your ritual with someone, not me.
Nope. No. It's fine. I don't. It's fine. It really is. Wynn, I can't stay mad at you.
I know we're all under a lot of pressure here. Let's see if we can hold it together.
We're starting over from here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just going to take a breather for a minute, and then, Miles, I'm sorry. Is it okay if I just keep the front seat for like an extra 5 minutes here?
I'm comfortable where I am.
Because I don't want to.
That's a yes.
Okay. Wynn, it's fine. I literally cannot stay mad at you.
I know you can't. That's why I'm extra sorry.
And I'm sorry.
There's nothing you need to apologize for.
I didn't explain everything before. It's fine.
We're moving forward.
And Neil rolls down the window and then just kind of sticks his head out the window and is quiet for a long while before he checks the stars. But eventually he does, and will pass a small little ritual knife and little bowl that he pulls out of his like fanny pack to the back seat for Britta and Wynn, or whichever two people are going to participate in this.
You were also participating, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's me, and I have enough leadership for it's me and 2 other people.
Got it. I wanted to make sure that you were among those receiving the willpower, after, especially regarding previous scene.
Johnny kind of glances over you after you pass the bull back to the back seat. I don't like the fact that you're doing this next to me.
I know. I'm if I didn't have to look at the sky, but that's where the answers are.
But I gotta say, you were pretty scrappy in there. I was surprised I was able to hold you down.
I'm not a brave man.
I think you're braver than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah, that like hysterical strength.
We're already starting off things pretty rough, so I'm gonna pretend that this isn't happening. We won't talk about it again, all right?
Okay. I had another thing I was going to propose when we got there, but we can cross that bridge when we get there.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Johnny. Thanks. Neil has the good fortune to look ashamed of himself.
And in time, the group of you finally make it to Salem. There is an ambiance to the town that makes you immediately begin to wonder if the old wives' tales are true. As you kind of creep into town, you notice that unlike so many of the other known towns and cities in Massachusetts and Connecticut, there is virtually no nighttime activity here. There are no cars, no traffic, no people walking the streets. Salem's nightlife does not exist. As the group of you arrive into Salem, Miles, your phone rings.
Open it up. Miles speaking.
Now, getting to the actual chantry is a bit of a challenge. Oh, hi, Miles.
Hello.
It's me, Arabella.
Hello, Arabella.
Getting to the chantry is something a bit of a challenge because regular road maps aren't going to be able to lead you there. So I'm going to offer you some directions, and if your driver follows them, I know it's difficult for us, Glenn, but if you can follow the instructions, you will arrive to the chantry quite soon.
Well, I'm glad I didn't put you on speaker then. But I'm going to put you on speaker now. Why don't we just keep it professional?
Aren't you in the music business?
Extremely.
All right. I suppose different standards. Anyways, put them on.
You're on speaker.
What is your name again?
She were talking to me.
Yeah, she's talking to you, Johnny.
Johnny, yes. Johnny, you're going to head to the main street, follow the main strip all the way until you reach the other side of Salem. And then you are going to find a chained up dirt road. This road has no name upon it. It is an unnamed road. Do you understand what that means? Very good. So you're going to follow the dirt road all the way to the end, even when you think you want to stop, or if you hear anything, you will continue to drive. None of your coterie mates, including yourself, would get out of the van until you have actually reached the location. Be advised that revealing your kindred state before arriving to the chantry could be disastrous.
Noted. Anything else we should be aware of?
There's no sense in filling in all the unnecessary details. Simply follow the instructions.
Main Street in Salem, all the way down to the end. Then I'm finding a dirt path that's been chained off.
Yes, you're going to follow it north.
Following it the entire way without stopping or getting out of the vehicle until we arrive at the chantry. What exactly does the chantry look like?
That was going to be my next question.
You'll know when you see it.
Right. Tremere bullshit. Got it.
See you soon. She hangs up.
Well, she's lovely as ever.
I mean, yeah, that's about what I expected. She's been generally helpful so far, but...
Yeah.
This time.
Just so we're all on the same page, we do remember that she's made pacts with demons, right?
She's what?
You want to drive the Belby one more time?
Yeah, he informed us about this before.
Yeah, she clearly has made pacts with demons.
See, I thought I was just joking about that. She actually has made pacts with demons.
If you look at her, yeah.
Okay, when you look at her.
When you look at her.
Oh, okay, well...
And you know that for a fact?
That was a collective view. I...
Still collectively, none of us can see it besides you.
Okay, well, so...
Miles, you hung up the phone, right?
Yes.
I just, hey, I'm not saying that we don't do this. I just want us all to remember that we're on the same page. And her aura is licked by green flame.
Right. Did you hear back from Raven at all? I'm going to assume no, since you haven't told us.
No.
You contacted her with a very reliable source?
A pigeon.
Right.
It's about as reliable as you're going to get in a city.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I think pigeons are probably more reliable than some of these fucking cell phones they got kicking around.
Nope.
You don't know what...
That's super not true.
You don't know what those cell phones are going through.
Considering Raven doesn't have a cell phone, the pigeon is much more reliable.
I mean, that's true, but not in general.
Where does that signal go? You tell me that.
Johnny, have you been talking to people at the bar again?
No, Johnny and I have had a lot of really interesting conversations about this kind of thing.
I'm just saying, a pigeon, you know what it's about, you know where it's going. That's a reliable kind of form of communication.
If there's a gangrel scourge, there's a possibility that it was intercepted.
I just don't want to talk about this anymore, so let's go.
So, I mean, I think it's worth bringing up that I promised this book to Raven, too.
I think you had mentioned that before.
Is Arabella here? Was that the implication that we got from that?
What?
Is Arabella here?
In the car?
No, not in the car.
In Salem? I have no idea
now
yet.
that you mention it, Neil starts looking around, all paranoid.
I heard the CIA put up towers in airports. They fucking just grab
said we
your
are
phone
done with
and
that.
all kinds of, they'll
Let's
have all
stay
your
on
information.
To be
task.
totally fair, I have heard a lot of the same stuff.
It did seem like she was maybe coming to meet us.
Quite possibly.
Look, I'm driving down Main Street right now. We haven't even got to the point where there's the dirt road.
I don't want you to get Neil in a tizzy.
Yeah, but guys, deciding whether or not we give our codex to someone who deals with demons or Raven who we've worked with, it's kind of a worthwhile discussion.
I acknowledge that it may not be an option to give it to anyone but Arabella.
I sort of got sidetracked by scary Assamites and ghosts. What? Can somebody refresh me on why we're doing this for Arabella? Beyond she was going to help us like in the city and maybe get out of the city?
Weren't you the one that informed us that she believes that by giving it to them, they will remove the presence of the entity into another time and space?
Right.
Yeah, she said she could help us both get out of the city, which she's proved that she's capable of in the first place. Whether she can do that again or not, who knows? But
We're gonna
on
have to
top
deal
of
with
that,
Pendragon.
she said that this is going to be able to help us. She will be able to help us dispose of that thing that the Xantosa was tending.
I also kind of remember her saying that you can't do that, though. So
Right, it can't die, but it can be removed, is what you told us.
Yeah, I know. This is outside my wheelhouse, man.
And I'm not convinced that Raven couldn't do something similar.
I mean, honestly, you sent that pigeon. If she really wants that book, she'll find a way to get her ass up here.
I mean,
a good
Raven, she's part of the witch stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is she part of the same stuff that Arabella is?
Same coven as Arabella.
Cloven
Might
hoof.
they?
Cloven hoof.
Yeah, might they maybe work together? Is that even a possibility? Like, is giving it to one giving it to the other?
They're both so old that I think they're pursuing separate agendas.
If we can possibly get whatever information that Raven's looking, we might be able to at least soften the blow. But I'm assuming she didn't tell you what she wanted the codex for.
Hey, I think I'm coming up to the turn.
Are we gonna have to bust through a gate, or like you?
I'll take care of the chain.
Okay.
But once we get on that road, let's listen to what she said. No one's getting out.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Does the chain count as part of the road? Because, then we shouldn't get out at all.
I'm assuming not, since we can't just drive through the chain.
I don't know. That was
Why
the
can't we just
question.
drive through the chain?
Because it's really bad for a vehicle. They don't just put them there for no reason.
Can we drive around the chain?
But let's just get out, take off the chain. It's fine. She said, after that, do not get out of the car. That was the set of instructions.
Don't worry, kids. We'll see the worst that could happen.
Oh, good God.
Nope, we're not gonna venture down that path.
And the group of you arrive to where the chain is. And already you begin to get a bad feeling about all of this.
Johnny takes a look over at both Wynn and Neil. Just keep your head on a swivel for me, all right?
Gotcha.
Pops
Yeah.
open the door, hops out, walks over to the chain, uses potence, and just pulls it apart.
The chain comes undone. It drops to the ground, and the pathway is open for you.
Johnny strides back to the van, hops up into the driver's seat.
As you hop into the driver's seat, you cannot shake the feeling that you are being watched. And there are sounds coming from the tree lines, but none of them remind you of the living animals found in nature.
All right. From this point forward, everybody stays in the van. All limbs inside the vehicle for the duration of the ride. Understood?
Understood.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Lex, spiritually and Shadowlandsley, what does it look like in Salem?
So it actually isn't a terribly bad place in terms of the spirit world. And there seems to be a lot of belief and all sorts of folklore that kind of breathes life into the area. These woods are deep and ageless, and you definitely get the feeling that there are powers at work here.
I'm going to put up my heightened senses for the trip here, just out of a raw sense of Malkavian paranoia.
While you guys start driving in, Neil, why don't you give me a perception plus alertness check? Your difficulty, of course, you get to reduce it by your aspects, and then increase the difficulty by 6.
Wow. So that is diff 7?
Yep.
1 success.
2 successes.
Cool. Stupid 1.
The dirt road seems to go on and on and on. One thing Neil does notice is that there's this gnarly tree that does not seem to grow leaves even now in the spring, and it sort of looms over the road with huge branches. You are certain that you've passed it twice going up this road. And then the road stops. It opens to a very kind of large cobblestone loop that has what looks to have been probably some sort of overgrown lawn. The grass is very tall here already, but dead there were probably hedges here once upon a time, but they're just overgrown rows. The trees, again, branches kind of like loom, casting shadows. There is lots of moonlight tonight, but that seems to kind of add odd shadows and dimensions to this place. And then you see what looks like what was once a mansion. However, so much of it has sunk beneath the earth that there is only a lopsided high tower that someone might use to survey the lands that projects not 10 feet above the ground. Everything else has been swallowed by the earth. Fortunately, the roof of this like small, single-story tower is so worn and rotted that you're pretty confident that you could tear your way through it. Now, an interesting little fact here. The tower itself, its walls are made from like very kind of like thick, pretty marble-like stone.
I already fucking hate this place.
So, not to borrow trouble against the future, but getting out of here, I am so positive that we passed that tree like a couple of times on the way here, even though you only went straight. So, getting back out, I mean, unless this is a sort of enchantment that turns you away, it might be good to, just in case we get separated or something bad happens, if we're taking the van back, just do the complete opposite of what Arabella said to get in here. But, same deal. Go straight back out. Don't stop driving.
How is that the opposite of what she said?
She said come straight in. Don't stop driving.
Okay, yeah, we get the general gist. Don't get out of the car between here and the end of the road. Got it.
I got a bad feeling you'd find yourself wandering around until sunrise. If you made it that far.
Gotcha. Everyone do a gear check.
Johnny pops some Morley into his mouth, lights up.
How quiet do we want to be here? Because if we got a little bit of time.
Well, how the hell are we getting in this place? Are we just going in through that tower?
I don't think there's another way.
Well, I don't see anything, but maybe this is time for those of you who have better senses than I or Miles to see if you can find
I can try and go look.
An entrance.
Yeah, let's take a look around.
Yeah, watch.
Buddy system. Nobody fucking go anywhere.
Well, I say we all stay right here, and I don't move, and you watch me, and I go take a look. That's my suggestion.
Sure.
All right.
That's fine by me.
Yeah. All right. Look for your patterns and whatever it is you do.
I will warn Wynn. The spirit world is not the same here.
What's it like here?
Corrupted and twisted.
Oh.
And one of the things that definitely stands out to you, you see these very, very, very tall, kind of like 18-foot figures that loom that are as thin as, like telephone poles, and with extremely long, spindly arms, long fingers, and their head is a single ring that has no mass in its center. And they just sort of very slowly but clumsily wander around the premises in a confused state.
Can I make an occult check for this? Or is there a better check I could make for this?
This is pretty obscure. Do you have spirit lore?
I don't have spirit lore. I have the wraith lore.
Yeah, you're not sure what you're looking at here.
Okay.
But there's probably a half dozen that kind of quickly catches your eye. Then they just silently run off into the forest.
So versus Salem, does this look like it's been manicured? Or is this it's been made to look like this? Or does it look like it's been abandoned?
It has been twisted by a corrupt force. And it also looks to have been abandoned for a long time. These things that are loping around are probably from the chantry, and the things that had held them bound no longer hold.
All right. Guys, this place has been abandoned a long time, and there's things wandering around that probably weren't intended to be wandering around.
I don't see anything.
You got that 1,000-yard stare on your face right now, Wynn. You gonna be good?
I'm gonna keep my head on a swivel, like you said, Johnny.
But you said things. They're not wraiths or spirits?
They're spirits of some sort.
This is like astral psychic stuff?
Yeah.
This is a
spirit stuff.
This is a burden that Wynn's going to carry for the rest of us. I don't think we should ask her too much more about what she saw.
No. I'm asking for a very deliberate reason here. My proposal was that I was going to project my consciousness into the psychic astral realm to go look around. But if there's stuff floating around in here, I don't know if I want to go do that.
I'm
if
not
I'm being
sure
totally
you
honest.
should.
I mean, well, are the chimes going off, or?
The chimes do not go off. Not on them.
No, these aren't setting the chimes off.
Okay, so do we want to look around on foot?
Yes.
Or okay, let's just do that then. Here is my secondary follow-up question. How much do we not want to be seen? Because I can help all of you walk the
How
way
long?
I walk. Hour or two? Couple hours?
A couple hours.
Uh-huh.
If I change my shape, is that going to still cover me?
No, but you got to walk like avoid bright lights, don't open doors for yourself, that kind of thing.
What is this, midnight-ish now at this point?
It's about midnight, yeah.
It won't take me a couple hours to do it. It'll last a couple hours.
That's what I was asking.
How long it'll take?
Yes.
Like 15 minutes.
That's fine. We'll see if Arabella shows up in that time. We can take... Do we have to stay near you while you do this?
Yes.
So just move like you move, huh?
Just stick to the shadows. Try not to bump into stuff. I can only do it for 4 of you, but I can take care of myself, so.
Great.
And that means I can open doors for you and then just kind of like disappear again.
You do it. We'll stay nearby and take a look to see if we see anything else. Once you're doing that, we'll take a perimeter and then we'll go inside.
Okay.
Neil,
Yeah.
if I turn on my eyes, is that going to break it?
No.
So
My eyes glow.
No.
Okay.
So we'll all look around with our eyes or heightened senses or whatever we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right, while he's performing that.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yes.
I will activate heightened senses for sight.
I will activate the gangrel eyes.
Johnny will rack his shotgun.
And Neil will start muttering in lost and unknowable languages, gathering the shadows around all 4 of you.
Towards the end of the ritual, a car pulls up. A black, well-polished sedan. Low profile, but very well cared for. Emerging from it are 3 women.
As soon as other people show up, Neil aborts the ritual.
Okay, yeah. If you guys are doing it right there, yeah.
No, as soon as other people show up, Neil's like, we're not doing this.
3 women exit the car. One of them you recognize as Arabella. Another one you recognize as Carrie. The third you recognize as the young woman who was Carrie's friend. That was a bit more quiet than Carrie herself. And the 3 of them sort of walk out. They're wearing flats. Arabella is kind of dressed more like in a bit more of like a power suit. And the other young women are kind of dressed, with like plaid skirts and button-down shirts and dramatic makeup, pentagrams marking their outfits. Particularly like an upside-down pentagram on one of them. They approach the group of you.
Welcome to the party.
You haven't begun?
We're doing a perimeter check.
Oh. Well, let me know what you find. One of them kind of like looks really annoyed at their phone. There's no signal here. She kind of like shakes the damn thing.
Okay, I guess we should just look at. We should. Let's
go.
Yep. And Neil starts looking for a way in.
Yeah, you find some space where there's like kind of some torn up roofing on the like lopsided and dilapidated tower. Johnny's probably strong enough to pretty casually like rip open a larger passageway, but that seems to be probably the only way in at this point.
Is it easy to get to, or like?
Yeah, you're just walking right up to.
Okay.
I
wasn't sure if there was like some sort of like down sink and then the mansion kind of deal, or if it's basically like level with the ground.
It's level with the ground.
Got it.
How does the ground feel around here?
A bit mushy under your boots.
Almost like swamp or...
A little swampy.
Huh. Johnny takes a look over at Arabella. How deep does this go?
Well, the mansion itself is to be 4 stories, but we don't know how much deep under those 4 stories it is. So we might be going quite a ways down.
Do you know where it was stored?
I do not.
All right.
You don't think we're going to be sleeping down there, do you?
Well, that depends on how effective Miles's men are.
He kind of gives her like a grin.
Let's get moving in.
Hey, Johnny, I think, could you get that bit of tiling there? I think you could get us in at that point.
We'll see how effective Miles' men are. He kind of walks over to there, and with a potent tug, rips off a section to give us a larger entrance. Would you like me to make a roll?
No, you're definitely strong enough. The two Tremere women kind of like clap for you. And
The Tremere women gave Johnny the clap.
It always happens that way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Arabella takes a seat, kind of like leaning on the tower itself. She starts opening this like tin case for cigarettes, takes one out, lights it with a fancy Zippo, and she just kind of starts smoking, clearly not having any intentions of going into the damn place. But the two Tremere that she brought absolutely kind of like approach the group of you with the intentions of helping.
Good enough.
Arabella kind of gives you this look like, are you going in there? Are you are you fucking, do you have any idea how dangerous that is? What are you doing?
I give her a nod and a little salute, and I go on down.
Wynn fights the urge to give a similar salute, but with fewer fingers.
Going down.
Johnny pulls a deep drag on the Morley he lit when he got here, finishes it off, and flicks it down at Arabella's feet.
It just kind of goes out the moment it comes anywhere near her.
And then turns around and heads inside.
As you guys kind of go in, you can kind of hear this like very steady dripping coming from deep within. A lot of the floor is like rended and crushed under the pressure of the earth swallowing this mansion. And everyone can see in the dark.
Yes.
No. I have heightened senses vision up, but that
I have a
that
flash.
doesn't.
As long as he has a flashlight, your
Yeah.
heightened sense is fine.
Cool.
Actually, yeah, let's check gear.
Yeah, Miles has got a flashlight. I trust him.
Do cell phones have flashlights right now?
No,
Okay.
I love
because they don't take pictures.
the fact that Johnny, all he has for a light source is a Zippo. So if I get separated, I'm going to be fucking in a horror movie with a Zippo and a shotgun. I love it.
Am I leading the way?
I think so.
Well, hold on. Well, hold on for a minute. Johnny's will actually pull out his Zippo and flick it on and take a look around at some of the wall interiors here. Does there happen to be a torch sconce?
Yes.
Johnny holds the Zippo to the sconce, lights the torch, pulls it out of its spot, and hands it over to Miles.
There's like a metal connector that kind of makes you have to kind of like give it a good tug to break the old metal.
Oh, absolutely.
And you have it.
Hands over to Miles. I hope your beast doesn't mind a little fire.
Neil steps to the back of the group.
Don't know how I feel about a torch.
Would you rather me carry it?
Yes.
He kind of gives you like an elbow and goes, all right, I got you.
One of them speaks up. I can hold it. Constance, why?
Don't worry, you two can stay behind me.
You seem cool with that.
Well, we have a couple of new companions, and I've got my weird heightened senses up, and we can see. I'm just going to be taking a look at their auras for,
Fun stuff.
similar shit to their friend Arabella Rollins.
Flames,
Go for it.
black veins,
Yeah, all the stuff that I don't want to be alone with these people with.
Hey, Johnny's got flames.
Hey,
It's
you
okay.
know a lot of people that probably have black veins.
We don't talk about that part.
Are you an Assamite?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't remember what my difficulty is here, but
Base 8.
base 8. Okay, 7 successes.
Okay. That's the first one. You roll for each.
You're right. Now for Constance,
Now for the butch.
I will laugh.
You can only see out of one eye now.
Only 6.
Damn.
Both of them have auras that are licked with green flames and are much, much, much more malevolent creatures than their demeanors seem to suggest.
Okay.
And they really do seem to actually like Johnny, though.
So, walking at the back of the group, as we all sort of start to Scooby-Doo our way into this fucking Spencer mansion, Neil just does the weird staring thing at the 2 craft extras.
They kind of look back at you and continue.
Let's keep it moving.
Who's walking in the back nearest to me?
Johnny, you want to sandwich this group?
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea.
All right. So Wynn is walking near the back.
Okay.
We got the torch up front, and we got the girl with the night vision eyes in the back.
Yep.
Johnny, why don't you give me a quick perception plus alertness difficulty 8 as when you look towards Wynn.
I was saying Neil really should be in the front. I don't know why.
Because Johnny chose to do this with fire. Which, totally valid, but I scared boy.
Difficulty 8.
Still be up close to him.
1 success.
Okay. With 1 success, you see the silhouette of something not human in the stone wall, like marking the stone wall, animated and move past Wynn very quickly.
Do I have time to level my shotgun at it and take a clear shot at it?
No, but you may react as though that's your plan.
Johnny will absolutely spin around and try to get a beat on it, but will hold off. But he definitely raises the shotgun amidst the group behind him.
Whoa,
And is
hey!
What the hell was that?
What?
Something just moved out of the stone wall.
Wait, out of the wall?
I can't. Yes.
Somebody shine a light over.
Is there anything to see?
Yes, good question.
When you guys take a look around the room, something you do notice ahead, the ground is kind of roiling and shifting. There's a lot of dead leaves, and you hear this hissing noise. Upon close inspection, there is what has to be easily over 100 snakes coiled about each other and writhing along the ground.
Who ordered the Conan set? So we're basically walking down a set of stairs into this tower is what my general just...
No, you're moving through slopes of broken wall. The mansion, when it was swallowed, seems to have been crushed.
Right.
In many ways. So the pathway is very unusual, and you're kind of walking on leaning walls.
Johnny, did you see the snakes or did you see something else?
No, it was a silhouette. Person, maybe even larger than person sized.
I'll keep an eye out.
Blurred for just a moment. Went right behind Wynn.
Okay. We're going to be keeping an eye out for that.
Like it was a part of the wall?
I think it came out of the wall. It was part of it, and then...
Sounds like some sort of camouflage.
Or
maybe.
Wynn, you can go into the ground, right?
I can, but I can't usually move within it.
Oh, well.
Would it make sense to
I'm
Johnny
trying
that
to
this was perhaps
conceptualize.
an earth meld?
Can't earth meld into stone. And you definitely can't move once you're earth molded.
So we look pointedly at the Tremere, any ideas?
One kind of puts gum to her mouth and probably hasn't been paying any attention to the conversation whatsoever. The other one kind of gives a nod and speaks up, clearing her throat. It's probably like a chantry monster.
What?
Like a monster that protects the chantry.
That's a thing? That's a thing that can...
Monsters?
Yeah.
That's kind of a silly question.
Is there anything we can do to avoid them?
Right? You guys are here to fight them, right?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay. That always seems to be my job.
Hey,
All right.
Wynn,
Yeah.
can you talk to the snakes?
Yeah, I can talk to the snakes.
Maybe they know more.
Yeah.
Or at least tell him to get the hell out of the way.
Oh, no, that was part of the plan. All right.
Wynn and Johnny will switch spots. He'll relent the front to her so she can talk to the snakes, and he will take up the rear, being extra wary about seeing silhouettes.
I am keeping my head on a swivel towards the walls.
Same.
All right. Wynn will crouch down to the snakes and start. Hissing sounds so mundane, but she starts speaking to the snakes in a language they can understand. Hey, guys.
Hello? They kind of start giving you some of their attention, but they kind of seem to be huddled together to have survived winter. And this is kind of a good spot for them to be right now, and they are feeling aggressive enough to fight to defend it.
Is it nice and warm here, guys?
Not cold.
It's not cold. If we can make it warmer, would you let us pass?
You can't make warmer.
If we can, will you let us pass?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of snakes do these appear to be?
It looks to be copperheads and kind of a smattering of local breeds.
Okay. Guys, we need to make a small fire.
Again?
One shrugs and just hurls an arc of flame at one of like the rotting couches that are in the area, and boom, it lights up.
One of the Tremere does, or one of the snakes does?
One of the Tremere does.
Okay.
Should be warmer over there.
Cool.
She threw a bolt of green flame?
No, just fire.
Just regular fire, okay.
May we pass?
Yes.
Thank you. Good luck in the winter.
You as well, unnatural thing.
It's appreciated, natural thing. And Wynn kind of stands up and waits for the snakes to move, her arms crossed, just kind of like, okay.
It's a very lazy detangling, but over the course of a few minutes, they kind of get out of your way and end up something where not that close to the fire because of all the smoke that's billowing in the area, but they end up kind of traveling a bit deeper into the recesses of the mansion.
Shall we?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Johnny, you want to trade spots again?
Yeah, all right.
I don't mind staying up here.
I think for the benefit of everybody else who can't see, it's best to have the torch in front.
I agree.
He pushes past the Tremere and gives them some dirty looks after having seen them toss fire around.
Constance gives you a dirty look, but with wildly different intentions.
Johnny gets back up to the front and starts pressing forward now that the snakes are out of the way.
In the next area, you kind of reach what looks like a long hallway that's sort of on its side and ripped apart, where you kind of have to go through what's essentially like kind of spiky wooden debris to get to a staircase that actually faces downward. In this space, there are what looks like hundreds of differently sized copper rings that are smashed about all over the place, having made this huge mess. Again, the walls here, the roof, are made from stone.
This whole place is insane. This mansion got swallowed up by the earth, but it looks like the way that it crushed formed these weird... What is this, a room? The hallway back there didn't even make any sense.
They said
Neil.
Something was bad enough to make them abandon this.
You got any idea what those rings are about?
Neil looks at the rings for a minute. Do I have just a general idea?
Yeah, I mean, you can probably kind of piece together that a bunch of these rings are representative of the solar system and were meant to kind of circle around each other and kind of be this huge, intricate thing that is in constant motion.
Neil looks at it for a couple of minutes and gives a nod. This used to be, was an astrolabe who would track the positions of the planets and things. They would all sort of presumably rotate around each other to track where each of the planets was in relation to themselves and the sun. It's a big one. It's like an intricate big one.
Now it's all broken?
Yeah, it's a shame.
I mean, I understand the scientific purpose, but is copper meaningful?
You know, it's just, there are different metals and things, but even beyond the scientific, you know, charting the position of the planets for your horoscopes and the position of the sun and the planets and,
well,
you know,
if
you get deep into astrology.
I see the one hallway into here.
I'll stop.
And I see the one exit out of here.
So
It's stairs, you said?
you see there's a path downstairs, and the hallway actually kind of continues for quite a distance, well outside of torch reach.
I think down is our path.
Here's a question we hadn't really asked before. Do we know where in this place?
No.
Okay.
We did ask.
So if this was a hall that contained an astrolabe,
Uh-huh.
what might that...
Let's just keep moving forward.
You mean down?
Constance speaks up. Some refer to the chantry as the chantry of the red sign. It was a means of tracking positions within the loom of fate, various realms, both for the Middle Umbra and Lower Umbra realms. And what is very interesting is this chantry was something of a library where a number of kindred had collected tomes related to undoing the alleged curse that causes the kindred condition, the secret of the red sign.
The red... Okay. So, library. There's a library in here.
There's probably 3 or 4 libraries here.
Filled with all kinds of cursed books.
Well, we're looking for a cursed book.
I don't think we're calling it cursed.
Johnny spits on the ground.
Don't be that guy,
Neil?
Johnny.
You hear thump, thump, thump,
Neil immediately turns to look.
thump. It's way off in the dark.
Okay. Does it sound like it's approaching?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, decision time now. We gotta go. Something's coming.
Stairs.
Yeah, I already made that
Oh,
decision.
okay. Well, then let's go because something is coming right now.
The thump, the
From
thump,
where?
the thump, the thump, the
Fast.
thump, the thump, the
Move
thump.
now.
Boom.
Yeah.
And drawing close, kind of like stomping into the area, is not just 1, but 3 having kind of movement in unison. These very, very large, bigger than a wolf, dogs. However, these dogs, they do not have fur. They do not seem to be living. They are formed entirely of stone. And the stone dogs have eyes that begin to gleam red. And they kind of like growl through very, very, very sharp-looking obsidian teeth.
Can I understand them?
You cannot. These things are artificially created. You immediately kind of get the feeling like, something's wrong here.
Neil tries to, if nobody's running or like if they're coming to attack us, Neil just ducks behind a couch.
Yeah, I'm holding my weapon. I'm like, Tremere, what are we looking at?
The 2 Tremere draw knives. They're very kind of like small switchblades, but the blades glow with green fire. They look absolutely terrified. And way off in the dark, you hear, "Who has come here?"
Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. Britta Ashcroft the Toreador was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Johnny Saxon the Brujah was played by Garrett Gabbey. Miles Davenport the Ventru was played by Tim Davis. Neil Foster the Malkavian was played by Rob Muirhead. Wynn Cabot the Gangrel was played by Erika Webb. Your storyteller was Lex Lopez. Recording by Rebecca Steigelfest. This episode was edited by Rob Muirhead. The music used in this episode was January Grunge Love Fest by Technoaxe. Visit them online at technoaxe.com. Path of Night uses the 20th anniversary edition rule set of Vampire the Masquerade with a few limited house rules. Vampire the Masquerade is owned by Paradox Interactive. Make sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at Path of Night Pod, on Facebook at facebook.com/Path of Night Podcast, or email us at pathofnightpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time, Kindred.
One was naivety. Then
No, it was no.
he was like,
no.
"Hey, it is kind of true. You do look like a fucking werewolf monster with your fucking claws and your disgusting behavior and your freakish
quick question.
mutations."
All right, I think you're putting a lot more into it than I put into it.
Before she makes a frenzy check, Wynn, are you wearing a seatbelt?
Oh, no.
Okay, never mind.
It's the back of the van, man. There's no seatbelts back there.
Wynn just doesn't believe in seatbelts. Why would she need them? She
They
has
kill more
fortitude.
people than they say.
When
They kill more people than
when
they
the
save.
vans are rocking.